take a look at your forecast for this upcoming weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are someone that is kind of sick of all of that rain, well, I have some good news for you. We are in a rain void. Yes, high pressure in place is going to usher a lot of that moisture that would bring rain further towards the north, keeping us nice and dry and clear. Now, when we're talking about some of the temperatures as we're going through this weekend, what we are going to be seeing is them soon. Even when I was getting ready to come to work this morning, I had my hat on, I had my coat on, and it's just one of those days where the morning you turn your heat up in your car, and then in the afternoon, you might have to turn a little bit of your AC on. But these beautiful conditions are not going to be lasting for too long. As we head into next week, what we will be seeing is a cool down push into areas of southern Ontario. Associated with this low pressure system that's tracking in and across British Columbia, it's going to track widespread across the prairies, and the cold front associated with it, it's going to be bringing some rainfall across regions of southern Ontario into the GTA through the overnight periods from Wednesday to Thursday. But that's definitely going to bring a steep cut in those temperatures. So if we are looking at, let's say, around 19 degrees heading into our Wednesday, Thursday, a high of 10. Of course, it is fall and we need to get used to these single digits, but it's nice to have a little bit of almost like late summer, early fall kind of conditions push in before those single digits move back in. Now here's Chris Murphy with Share Your Weather.
In for Nadine Powell, Rhythm Reet, Chris Murphy with you. We're going to be talking about, we really got three big stories. We're talking about the clear skies in the east, storm coming to the west, and snow and wind, blizzard conditions in the north. But Rhythm, first question I'm going to ask you, when it comes to lawn care, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank your skills?
I'm giving myself a significant amount of room here.
Okay.
About a 3.
About a 3?
That's
All
it.
right.
I'm not going any higher.
Okay, well, maybe you should pay attention to this story.
Oh, I
right
will
here.
be. And you know what, Chris? That is the perfect story when we're taking a look at some of these conditions across eastern Canada. High pressure in place, sunny, warm conditions, and on top of that, a vast amount of a rain void, which is great news for a lot of people who have been suffering with some of the cooler temperatures from this past week, especially in southern Ontario.
You might say your future is bright. All right, let's go to the north now. Now, here we're talking about, this is a wind map to show you. So there's snow, there's rain changing to snow, where it's all snow, and especially that fluffier snow, you get the strong winds, blizzard warnings. So places like Cambridge Bay, Joe Haven, Taloyoke, you are all in Cougarook. Blizzard warnings. So these are the first warnings of blizzard nature that I believe in the country so far this season. So we're talking about winds 70 to 90 kilometers per hour.
And now with that as well, another place we're watching is across the west. This deep troughing that will break down. Another trough pushes on in, and this is setting up for a very active weekend across areas of the southern coast of BC. An atmospheric river impacting the region really starting as we're heading into our Friday afternoon.
Yeah, so this is the first one for the south coast of the season, and just a reminder, we're into our fall season. So because we haven't had a whole lot of wet
temperatures on the back end, and as we head into our day on Wednesday, well, that's going to be pushed into regions of southern Ontario. We'll see that steep decline in temperatures and rainfall as we head towards the middle of next week. Well, an abundance of sunshine, that is the theme for this weekend as we're heading all the way into Tuesday. And it's amazing, especially thanks to the ridge of high pressure that we have just meandering right across areas of southern Ontario as we're going through this weekend. This is what's also going to allow a lot of that moisture to be pushed further back into regions of northeastern Ontario. I know with some of the temperatures for this weekend, some folks might want to maybe head up north to go fishing as well, and you can definitely do that. Just be mindful, you will be looking at some of that rain pushing into the region, whereas in southern Ontario we continue to have that rain void thanks to the high pressure. So taking a look at some of those temperatures for spectacular, not a single cloud in the sky to obstruct your view. So Sunday, 21 in Toronto, 21 widespread across most regions. Niagara Falls, you're just going to be around 18 degrees because we do have some of that northeasterly wind, or rather not northeasterly, rather easterly wind. That's just going to be coming off of the lakes and bringing slightly cooler conditions down towards you. Now, Why do you have BC on your map? Well, an atmospheric river impacting the BC coastline, that low pressure system is actually going to track widespread across Canada as we're heading through this weekend. However, as we head towards the middle of next week, all of that rain is going to start to push into regions across southern Ontario for your Wednesday overnight. That's going to bring a lot of rain across the area, but also cooler temperatures on the way. Now let's take a look at your weather for this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we jump into your weekend, let's take a look at some of those values into your Friday evening and into the overnight. When we're talking about some of those conditions, it is going to be those single digits once again. But those temperatures are going to warm up. As we're heading into our Saturday and even into our Sunday, we will be looking at 19 degrees as the high on Saturday, 21 on Sunday, and bright, beautiful, sunny skies. Now, when it comes to the hours of sunlight, that's going to be such a crucial part of it too. We have a high pressure in place. That's what's bringing a lot of these beautiful conditions for this weekend. So when we take a look widespread across the GTA, we take a look down towards Niagara Falls. Yes, it does look a little bit cooler. That's all thanks to that northeasterly wind that's going to be just coming off of the lakes.